Hello everyone, Alexandra Abramova is here with you and the next edition of the SportLife program is on air. And as usual, I would like to start with the most interesting news from the world of mixed martial arts over the past week. On February 26, the UFC Fight Night 202 tournament was held in Las Vegas. As part of the main bout of the evening, our compatriot Islam Makhachev, a former fighter of the N1 Global League, won Bobby Green with a record of 29-12 by technical knockout at the end of the first round. This fight was the 21st in the Atlas winning streak and the 10th in the UFC. Recall that the original opponent of Islam was supposed to be Beneil Dariush, who was injured during the preparation for the tournament. At the press conference after the event, Islam stated, "When we were coming here, Dana called me and said, Islam deserves it, he will fight for the title.
I just want a title fight, no more. I'm tired about all these things, I need title fight. I'm ready, I am here, always ready, always training hard, just tell me when and where, and that's it."
Another hero of the news of the past week was the former N1 Global League fighter Magomed Ismailov, who successfully debuted in professional boxing. Since the beginning of February, MMA fans have been intrigued by the news about the fight of two coaches, Ismailov against Shlemenko, following the results of a reality show of the RCC organization. However, over the past 2 weeks, the entire MMA community has been looking forward to the meeting of the Belt Predator Magomed and the God's Power Alirivanch Doradola with the framework of the Ren TV Fight Club tournament, which took place on February 25th. Following the meeting, Magomed Ismailov defeated the God's Power by a unanimous decision of the judges. The victory over the most experienced fighter and the absolute favorite of the fight can be considered as a successful debut of Belt Predator in boxing. It should be noted that the fighter spent the preparation for the fight in Thailand with the UFC prospect in the welterweight category, Khamzat Chimaev.
26 февраля телеканал.
On February 26, the MMA Series tournament returned to Liberty, where another hot fight night took place. As part of the main fight of the MMA Series-49, Roman Kurasov and Ilyas Yakubov met. At the same time, the pupil of the club Neodержимый had to defend his title of the bronze belt winner of the series. Roman Kurasov unfortunately failed to defend his temporary title. He was tested by a very serious opponent who performed on our ground for the first time. Yakubov Ilyas from the EYT club with a record of 12-4 managed to interrupt Roman's winning streak, which consisted of 5 successful fights, inflicting his first defeat in the series. We congratulate Ilyas on his successful debut, and we wish Roman not to lose heart and to return for the victories in the nearest future.
Well, in
the main fight of the evening, Roman Kurasov failed to defeat the experienced Ilyas Yakubov, and just a few seconds before the end of the first round, he lost by Anaconda. In principle, Ilyas Yakubov is a good opponent, and we will be glad to see him back with us. And we, of course, wish Roman Kurasov to return to the MMA series for a winning streak. I am a champion without a belt. I won the championship, but there is no belt. I am ready for any challenge. I don't care who to fight. I know what I am capable of. I take off my shoes and train every day. That's it. The contender for the victory in the nomination Debut of the Year in the framework of the MMA-TV.com Awards 2021, Osmanbek Ghaniev moved one step closer to the desired title fight. This time, he defeated Kadirkhon Ghaniev. Osmanbek managed to surprise the viewers once again with the fierce and agility. The fourth performance of the fighter in the series once again ended in the favor of the Tajik athlete from the Agat club, and again with the help of a submission. It should be noted that the last 3 fights of Kukaniev invariably ended in the middle of the first round.
The
crazy meeting between Osmanbek Ghaniev and Kadirkhon Ghaniev will surely remain in the memory of MMA fans. Ghaniev hit superbly at the beginning of the fight and sent Osmanbek to the knockdown. But Ghaniev once again showed miracles, just survival, and in the end he managed to finish the fight in his favor, although it was clear that he had not fully recovered from the blow that he missed. Before the bout of these two fighters, the fans arranged a real support group in the social networks of the MMA series, both for Shamil Abdulhalikov and for Sharia Telireza. The victory by technical knockout in the second round was won by Abdulkhalik of Shamil, who now has 15 wins and 5 defeats. For the fighter, this performance was already the third successful in a row. Meanwhile, Shamil has never lost on our side.
Шамиль Абдулхаликов сражался с бойцом из Ирана.
Shamil Abdulkhalikov fought with a fighter from Iran, an experienced guy, and the referee stopped the fight in the second round. It was obvious that Shamil was saving his strength. He wanted to stretch the time for several rounds because before that he always won in the first rounds. And now he has caught his breath and managed to finish his fight in the end of the second round.
И сумел завершить свой поединок в конце второго раунда.
The tactics were completely different. I did not expect that he will give his hand and immediately start attacking. That's exactly what I didn't expect. I thought everything will be neat. We'll shake hands, go to the corners, and continue on. Tactics were to set in such way as to start from the rack, as I'm more a basic striker. He performed his task very good. I know that at the beginning of the fight, my friend's opponent did not act very nice. He allegedly wanted to shake hands and at the same time struck a blow. It was very unexpected for me. My friend got ready and did his job perfectly. The long-awaited debut in the series was made by a really experienced fighter, Roman Kurasov, colleague in the film case number 39, Ivan Yuramenko, whose rival was Abdrasul Ulu Nursultan. In addition to working together in the films, Roman and Ivan are also associated with a joint training in the club the New Jersey Man. The record of Yuramenko, taking into account the victory in the first round by knockout over a fighter from Kyrgyzstan, is 10 victories in a row starting from May 15, and 2 defeats obtained at the very beginning of the fighter's professional career. A month somewhere was enough for me to prepare. I was very well prepared. I felt awesome in octagon. I'll say so in our language. I knew he has a very tight, strong, long-range shots, so I knew he was going to hit, and I waited for it. I saw how he got lost when I hit him. The judge did not stop, and what else should I do? I finished him off until the judge stopped me. At the Triumph Sports Palace, the audience was to see 13 fights, including 4 super fights, at the same number of duels within the framework of the Grand Prix system competition. The championship started on February 12 at the 47th tournament in Voronezh, where 4 fighters have already taken their victories, and now we're ready to tell you the names of 4 more lucky ones who have successfully passed the new stage of selection. In the weight category up to 77 kilos, we already knew 2 participants of the semifinals, which were Maxim Viktorev and Dmitry Zasinets. Following the results of the 49th tournament, Uzbek fighter Islam Kamaldinov, who took the victory from Azerbaijani Najaf Afelvin with a submission in the middle of the first round, joined the tip of these fighters. For Elman, this was the first performance in the series, while Islam managed to finish the match in his favor for the second time in a row after losing in Barwiha. The next winner of the second quarter of the Grand Prix final in the same category was Abdusalam of Sharapuddin, who defeated Azerbaijani fighter Fazaliyev Tural also in the middle of the initial round, but by technical knockout. For both fighters, this fight was the debut in the series. In the weight category up to 77 kilos, we have 2 semifinals united. Islam Kamaldinov managed to defeat his opponent from Azerbaijan in his own style. Islam made his debut with us in the Barwiha, quickly lost by knockout to Alexei Shurkevich. After all, he performed at our tournament in Kazakhstan, where he managed to win, and now he performs in the Grand Prix. They had the same records with the opponent, but he managed to drag him into the stalls where he showed his grappling skills. It was cool to switch from a triangle to an armbar and to win ahead of schedule. In the second match of the 77-kilo Grand Prix, Sharapuddin Abdusalamov also left no chance for his opponent from Azerbaijan. Sharapuddin is a great fighter. He quickly transferred his opponent to the deck, quickly managed to finish the duel. I think we are going to have amazing semifinals because Maxim Viktorev and Dmitry Zasinets, who won their quarterfinals in Voronezh, are added to these 2 guys, and we're expecting very, very hot semifinals. In the intermediate category up to 105 kilos, Islam Makhachev and Magomed Ismailov won their victories at the last tournament. Following the results of the 49 tournament, Dmitry Andrushko and Denis Arkhiriev will add it to the number of participants in the semifinals. For Andrushko, the pupil of the Root Boxing and Samsung clubs, this was the 5th appearance in the cage of the series, while the fighter did not suffer a single defeat on our ground. This time, he defeated the Moldovan fighter Mihai Baciu, whose record is now 4-5. The representative of the Storm Club, Denis Arkhiriev, managed to close his defeat, obtaining a fight with Oleg Popov at the 7th tournament of the series. This time, his opponent was the Iranian fighter Nimati Pouria, who lost to his opponent by technical knockout in the 1st minute 30-second of the initial round.
В весовой категории 105 килограммов, которую мы специально сделали для маленьких тяжеловесов.
In the 105 kilo weight category, which we specially made for small heavyweights, there were no special surprises. The experienced Dmitry Andrushko had a new opponent shortly before the fight. And of course, Mihai Baciu failed to resist Andrushko. There is, strictly speaking, nothing to say. Thank you, Mihai, for taking the fight on short notice, but it was hard for him to oppose something to Andrushko. He was too strong for him. In another fight, I expected a positional fight because the guy from Iran is a good wrestler, and in principle he managed to drag his opponent into the stalls in his fights and make it either with a chokehold or just by finishing him off. However, Denis Arkhiriev, who represents the Storm Outer School, managed to show that he can easily cope with the fighters who are trying to drag him into the fight. At first, it seemed that his opponent will still be able to drag him into the fight. However, in the end, it turned out that we saw Denis managed to just finish his opponent off and also reach the semifinals. And in the 105 kilos, we expect to see excellent fighters like Islam Makhachev, Magomed Ismailov, Dmitry Andrushko, and Denis Arkhiriev. I'm looking forward to the semifinals. It will be very cool there.
Прекрасные бойцы: Руслан Меджидов, Рахман Аббасов, Дмитрий Андрюшко и Денис Архиреев. Я с нетерпением жду полуфиналов. Там будет очень круто.
That's how interesting and eventful the 49th MMA Series tournament was. And I, Alexandra Abramova, say goodbye to you. Do not forget to vote for your favorite fighters and the framework of the MMA-TV.com Awards 2021. Do sports and watch the SportLife program every Thursday.